Hey guys, what's up? Janelle Ryan here. So I recently read in the news that Eric Lawson, one of the iconic cigarette smoking cowboys from the Marlboro ads back in the day, passed away from a smoking related illness. He was in his 70s, so he definitely got up there in age, I guess you could say, but he's the fifth person, the fifth actor to die from a smoking related illness. And this is something that kind of touches home for me. 9 years ago, my grandmother passed away from cervical cancer. Actually, technically, it'll be 10 years in May, so it's been about 9.5 years. She was diagnosed with cervical cancer in 2002. She was a heavy smoker. She smoked about maybe like 3 cigarettes a day, maybe 3 or 4 cigarettes a day. As she got older, I think she wanted to quit, but she didn't really know how. She'd been smoking since she was like 10 years old or something crazy. And I know my grandfather used to smoke actually, but he was able to quit because a doctor told him that he wouldn't perform some particular surgery that he needed if he didn't quit smoking cigarettes. So he did. He quit cold turkey. My grandfather's that kind of person. Whenever something needs to be done, he just goes for it right away. So I could totally see him doing that. My grandmother, though, the cigarettes really had a hold on her. I know that she had a knee replacement, I think, when I was in like the 5th grade or the 6th grade or something like that. And she was in rehab for a couple of months, and my grandfather was telling me a story about how she didn't smoke a cigarette for weeks. And he figured and he hoped that that would be the end of it. But as soon as she got home, she lit up. It's a really unfortunate situation. She was probably one of the most important people in my life. I used to try to get her to quit smoking along, with my grandfather, of course, but I don't feel like I tried hard enough. I would, do those kind of jokes where I'd hide her cigarettes. I once read in a magazine or something that you should, put a picture of a loved one in the cigarette pack, and that way they would think about it before they went to light up. I tried that, it didn't work. I would, just beg her, and I've never smoked cigarettes before, so I don't really know what it's like to, have that kind of addiction where you're doing something that is potentially killing you. I mean, it says it right on the package that you might get emphysema or lung cancer or whatever the case may be. Again, my grandmother had cervical cancer. There's no guarantee that her smoking was had a direct impact on that, but who's to say it didn't? I've had a few good friends that have also lost people to smoking related illnesses, and I just feel like in 2014, we need to do more to help people to stop. Especially, these companies, Marlboro, they used to make it seem like it was so cool. It was the thing to do back then. That's why so many people started so young. They used to have, I don't know if Marlboro specifically, but, doctors in advertisements saying, that they were smoking cigarettes, that it was, again, the cool thing to do, that everybody was doing it. That's one of the reasons why I don't trust advertisements to begin with. If they're advertising something that they say is safe, but your common sense or there's alternative news sources out there that say that it might not be safe, I tend to listen to the alternative news sources. For example, there's some information out there that the water might be over fluoridated. So I try to alternate between fluoride toothpaste and non-fluoride toothpaste. I figure I'm getting a ton of fluoride from the water source that I'm drinking anyways. Why over-fluoridate myself? Also, organic versus non-organic. Or, you know, grass-fed meat versus non-grass-fed meat. They claim that it doesn't make a difference, but I really feel like it does. There are, you know, articles and studies done that show that bacteria grows within these animals when they don't eat a grass-fed diet. And then they end up using, you know, chemicals and whatnot to clean it out and, you know, make the food safe for us. The whole thing just sounds crazy. I still can't believe sometimes that my grandmother's not around. Every now and then I'll have a dream about her and it'll seem so real. But then at the same time, I don't know if anybody who's lost someone that was really close to them can understand what I'm talking about, but I almost forget what it's like to be around her. You know, that feeling of being around that person. I can't remember what that feels like anymore, and it scares me because it's only been 10 years. Even though it feels like it was yesterday in a way. I don't know, I can't really explain it. Death is such a weird thing, and it upsets me when I think back that I could have done more before she got the cancer. There's a whole other video discussion that I'm gonna do on what I think I could have done, you know, after she got diagnosed with cancer. But if smoking played any part in my grandmother dying, which I think it did, it just infuriates me. Well, till next time, guys. I make YouTube videos almost every week, so subscribe, like, comment. Also, you can check me out on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, at The Janelle Show. You can also see some of my work on thejanelleshow.com. See you later, guys.